For us, policy conversations are extremely valuable, provided we are aware of two pitfalls. The first is to assume that the concerns of researchers and policymakers are identical. The second pitfall is to lay emphasis on separation between the worlds of serious academics and that of experienced practitioners. In the first case, researchers risk turning into experts, responding to specific needs and requests. They are rewarded by bridging the gap between reflection and action, but they lose part of their independence, which is their force. But in the second case, which is even more dangerous, they isolate themselves and may fall into irrelevance, and develop an illusory self-sufficiency of only interaction with their peers. It is therefore essential to tread a narrow path between these two pitfalls. I think the minister said it in so many words. Engaging in a relationship between producers of scientific knowledge and decision makers and opinion makers, without confusing roles, while trying to ensure a benefit for both actors through bringing closer evidence-based knowledge and policy thinking. Today, much of the government-driven policy recommendations, as well as those proposed to government, pivot around debilitating, short of completely defeating ISIS, while recognizing that only one part of the solution must be military. The clarity of recommendations about denying territorial gains, continuing to focus on high-value targets, shutting down foreign fighters' pipelines, all of this contrasts with a vague reference to countering Islamist ideology. The task is often outsourced to specialized institutions and NGOs. The ideological battle revolves around convincing Muslims of a putative, moderate interpretation of Islam. The centerpiece of prevention and de-radicalization is ideological/theological re-education. An inculcation of an understanding of Islam as a religion that rejects blind violence is regarded by those NGOs as the most effective and durable reform. By means of dialogue with scholars, clerics, and other authority figures, as well as highlighting testimonies and stories of former militants, many programs aim at the general Muslim public. And some of other programs place less emphasis on ideology and insist on what they call behavioral disengagement.